Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. Happy Valentine's Day. I know a lot of you have seen some pretty mushy stuff on Facebook in your feed, so I figured that'd be a good intro here for a lot to do with Zuckerberg, Facebook, them not only sharing your information with all sorts of groups. I mean, I tried to explain to people that the Cambridge Analytica scandal was a non scandal because every single social media organization and similar business model was doing the same thing. I was completely ignored. That's come out that basically every single one does the same exact thing. They continue these practices, even though they say they don't. They've been caught numerous times. And now they're going to be sharing information, actually have shared all this behind the scenes data about fake news, election influence, okay, misinformation, and the policies surrounding them. Now, I just want to make this extremely clear. Facebook is a criminal organization. Just like any organization that is that large, they are constantly breaking the law. 100,000%. Let me explain to you how it works. That type of criminal organization that outwardly breaks the law in regards to your privacy, into regards of data mining, listening to basically everything you say and do, right? Not through what they say recording it, but using different type of algorithms and methods and technologies, often known as automated content recognition, ACR, or automated voice recognition, AVR. And they are also doing video recognition. You better believe it. All of it. It's all real. Okay? So the next step to that is that Mark Zuckerberg is part of this elitist class, this club that pushes establishment figures 100%. And they're going to have to go along. You know, at first, he said it was absurd to think that Facebook had anything to do with election meddling and Russia, right? But then he backed off. But he didn't back off enough because there were those Cambridge Analytica hearings, right? Flickoff says, I didn't trust Facebook right out of the start. Never have and never will use that platform. I'm not doing the elite's job for them. You know, I use it very minimally. I think that people that end up being my Facebook friend or following me on Facebook will find that, I'd say this. I post probably, I don't know, maybe 7 to 10 posts a month. And most of them do not have anything to do with my personal life. I tell people to use it sparingly. Unfortunately, you see what's on there, and it is just a hub of information able to be outwardly mined. And you can't even imagine how much more they're doing. So with that being said, they're also in trouble and in court right now over a $9 billion Irish tax law. You know, they get away with not really paying taxes here, but Europe, it's a little bit different. They really do try to get in on you. And as I said, these guys break the law every single day. They bank on just payouts because they make more through their criminality, right? They make way more. And they'll just, they'll pay the lawyers, and then they'll use that kind of as a business model where the lawyers cost so much money and they'll claim it on their taxes. It's a vicious cycle, okay? And to Flickoff's point, the fact that this is like a track, trace, database network altogether, Zuckerberg and this notebook that's out there, it detailed dark profiles that would allow your friends to make profiles of you if you, in fact, did not have a Facebook. How creepy is that? Why? Because this has and always will be about what? Getting more and more information, as much information as possible. That's what it is. All right? That's why Facebook bought Instagram. And that's why they're trying to, they basically launched this new app that is extremely like Pinterest, right? And Pinterest stocks slipped a little because of this. Listen, Facebook's going to throw everything it absolutely can against the wall, right? It has its, what is it? It's the Google Home device the competitor. Man, I can't. The Muppets want to sell it to you. Hold on. I say what it is. Let's see. Muppets Facebook home device. Portal. The Muppets are telling you to get a portal. This is Facebook as well. It's just like Google started out as a search engine. It's a lot more, isn't it? It's a lot more now. Facebook wants to be in that realm. Amazon wants to be in that market. They want to be the new dominance, okay? They want to dominate just like Disney is dominating right now. And how are they doing it? They're doing it through big data, tax havens, the color of law, and lying, cheating, and stealing, just like the CIA does. Right, Mike Pompeo? Eh? And let's get to Mayor Pete, because that's the thing. When we talk about the CIA, we talk about the Central Intelligence Agency, and we talk about these establishment politicians that are being promoted, right? They're telling you that, the Russians, they rigged the elections. It's not just they. You just saw the president in that National Counterintelligence Report. Remember that? We can't have it both ways, guys. In that National Counterintelligence Report, we're gonna bring that up on screen just so you understand. That was signed off on by Mr. MAGA himself. Okay, Mr. MAGA himself signed off on this right here. Okay, this is the strategy. I want everybody to read this and understand that this propaganda that somehow Russia is interfering with our elections on a mass scale has now reached the president that told you Russiagate was a hoax, which it was. Okay? But we have to highlight this. Russia remains a significant intelligence threat to the United States' interests, employing aggressive acts to instigate and exacerbate tensions and instability in the United States, including interfering with the security of our elections. Now, I don't know if he actually even read that. I doubt he wrote it. He sure endorsed it with the presidential stamp, didn't he? Didn't he? Okay? So that's why this is an issue. And Facebook itself, while it wants to tell us that they're going to do everything they can to not let election interference happen. Really? Because in 2017, old Zuck was riding around with Pete Bootlicker himself.
Pulling up to the coffee shop. Yeah, we'll be getting out in a second. I'm excited to show you this coffee shop.
A Saturday drive with a friend around South Bend, but this ride is rare. Riding shotgun, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, rolling with Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
We're getting some good comments, by the way. Yeah. Casey Sullivan, hi from Canada.
And it was all live streamed to millions.
Before we get into anything, Pete's going to give us a bit of a tour of the city here. Pete, do you want to just give a bit about your background and how you got into being the mayor here? And you have a pretty amazing story. Sure. I don't know about amazing, but no, you have an amazing story.
I don't know about amazing. Sure, he has an amazing story. Yeah, I'm sure it's a coincidence that the mayor of a small place like South Bend, Indiana, is on the presidential stage and was a Rhodes Scholar. And was naval intelligence. And is riding around with Mark Zuckerberg long before announcing his presidential bid. It's just a coincidence. This isn't like real election interference. This isn't like real promoting intelligence hacks.
I grew up here in South Bend. In fact, we're a few blocks from my boyhood home now.
The first stop, the local cup coffee shop on the near
look
northwest
at
side,
that.
where Zuckerberg shared a cup of joe with strangers.
And Mayor Pete?
Community business.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so in your face. So Zuckerberg wants to give everybody all this data, this long-awaited data trove, okay? This long-awaited data trove to outside researchers so they can figure out how the evil Poot and the gang rigged our elections. And now Trump is signing off on counterintelligence measures saying the same thing. By the way, saying hacktivists, leaktivists is a made-up word, but basically leakers, whistleblowers, and public disclosure organizations, aka ones like WikiLeaks, are now on the level of terror networks like Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Facebook delivers the long-awaited data handoff. Could lead to better understanding of patterns of fake news. Fake news. Huh. How about that? Guys, if you enjoyed this video, now's the time to thumbs it up. Subscribe. Join the Burmese Brigade. We're trying to get to 40,000. It feels like forever. We've been losing subscribers all week. But we do have a Rockfin. So what's Rockfin? Rockfin is where I stream 5 times a week exclusively for $9.99 a month. But it's not just me. You get the entire network. So it's like a Netflix for creators. It's actually kind of a brilliant. It pays in a thing called a Ray token, which is a subsidiary of Ethereum. I'm really digging it. I'm doing things that I can't do on this platform. Maybe I'll even do a UFC watch along tomorrow night. That's a possibility with the ESPN Plus Fight Night card. Maybe I'll put like a little bit in there and not show the fights and watch along with some people. That's a possibility, but check that out as well. And if you're an activist, if you're getting out there, if you care about the issues that I just talked about, especially with Julian Assange, right? Action for Assange, I'm going to put this in the chat right now. Action for Assange is looking for your videos this week talking about Julian Assange, talking about WikiLeaks, talking about the importance of the First Amendment, okay? Talking about how maybe we shouldn't allow Facebook to ride around with Mayor Pete and say that they're going to make sure our elections aren't rigged. Huh? Zuck? Thumbs up, sub, share, join the Burmese Brigade. Financially, guys, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. The big donors make it happen. Again, we get to $1,000 before Monday, and I will go to D.C. and meet up with the Action for Assange crew and stream from there. All my documentary films, by the way, guys, they're free right here in the documentaries playlist section. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. Thank you guys so much. Love you, and see you on the flip side.